live. All right, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. Welcome to another edition of Talk It Out Tuesday with your girl, Coach TaShon. I am Coach TaShon, your relationship and marriage communication coach, here live today. And welcome to the TLC community. Welcome to the TLC community. Listen, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Yes, TikTok. And in collaboration with Eye Care Solutions, my moderator on TikTok. So if you're not on these two platforms, head on over to TikTok and so you can get the engagement and all of that. All right. So listen, welcome to another Tuesday in this month of January, y'all. This is the second week. No, this is the third. Well, officially second week of January. We're moving right along. So before we get started, TLC Coaching is being sponsored by Swag Her Magazine, the ultimate multimedia brand. Make sure that you drop by their pages. I believe they are on TikTok, but definitely on their website, Facebook, and all social media platform, Instagram and whatnot. Tell them that TLC told you to stop. Say hey, Swag Her Magazine. They are the ultimate multimedia brand. They are supporters of TLC and sponsors. So make sure you shout them out. And again, welcome to the TLC community, you guys. I am Coach TaShon. Well, we talk about marriages, we talk about relationships, right? And we're talking about it this year. Where our theme this year is living the vows 2026, right? Living the vows 2026. I'm super excited about this theme because one, it was downloaded by God Himself to me, right? I've been praying about, last year I walked into it and I was excited, but I didn't feel the connection like I wanted to, coming up with the content and whatnot. And so during my pause and pivot, I had to like literally connect with him even more, like go deeper, because again, this is what he called me to do. And I'm just like, okay, what is it, God? What is it that you want me to do? And lo and behold, vows. And I'm just like, okay, got it. Got it. So your girl has been in the lab last year for the new year to bring you this new thing for this year, living the vows, right? And so I'm just excited about what is being done and so forth. So I invite you all in, get your listen, it is the new year. I told you I'm ready. I got my clipboard and everything. Y'all know I'll be playing. Y'all know I don't be playing. But listen, I gave y'all last year to get ready. I told you to get your notebook. What color is this notebook, y'all? It's what color? It's green. It's green to represent what? The greens. But I told y'all to get a notebook so you can take down the what? The notes. Got a green pen with it too. I told you I'm special, y'all. I'm special like that, right? But get you a notebook. Now, if you didn't get your notebook today, I'm going to allow you to get one ASAP. Okay. Get your notebook so that you can take down these valuable notes and so forth, right? Because I'm not just giving you fluff. I'm not giving you fluff. Now, I told you, I don't like to be stressed out. I don't want to stress you out. So, the jewels that I dropped for you, the tips, the TLC tips, they are so that you won't be stressed out. They are not complicated, they are easy to attain. So, you don't have to worry about pulling out a whole bunch of notes. They're very simple that where you can understand. They're impactful. Yes, because I am that coach. All right. So listen, welcome again to Talk It Out Tuesday, where we keep marriage real, respectful, and a little less dramatic. Because I told you I don't like all that stress. I don't like all that, right? So this year we're living the vows, which means we're not just quoting the vows at weddings and forgetting them by Wednesday. Y'all know it. Y'all know they're cute. We done said all the vows in front of the people. And if you had church wedding and for all your family, your friends, your people and whatnot. And what happened? Yep, y'all know what happened. We forgot them. We forgot them. So yeah, so we're practicing simple moves. Value it, own it, walk it out, and stay connected. Simple. So exhale, unclench your shoulders, go ahead and get relaxed. You and your boo. Now, if your boo is not here, that's okay. You can still take notes for your boo, but go ahead and relax because we're going to walk this thing out together. And I said we because that's what coaches do. It's a partnership. When you connect with me, it's a partnership. All right. So get your pen, your paper. Go ahead, get your go. Since y'all don't have your notebooks, get a piece of paper, and by next Tuesday you should have a notebook. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna tell you again. All right. So listen, last week we talked about holding space, not grudges, right? That's what we talked about. And if you're on YouTube and on the on hey sis, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you. Hey Desiree, hey Erica. Um listen, if you are on YouTube and Facebook, you should be able to see the notes going by. So go ahead and grab those. But listen, last month again, I mean last Tuesday, we talked about to have and to holding space, not grudges. This week we're going to keep it flowing right into the next piece. Because once you start holding that space, the temptation is to start fixing. Yeah, y'all know. I told you I was that person, and I something I still work on because of my responsibilities at growing up or whatnot. I am that person that loves to fix things. Like I would come in and I would just fix things. Because again, I like to give the solutions, right? And so that's something I've had to work on in my marriage, right? Because again, your spouse don't need you to fix nothing. Mm-mm, no. And fixing ain't always love. Sometimes it's just yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Y'all been doing my water intake, okay? But I'm being truthful with you, and that's the part of my coach, not just a part of my coaching, but who I am. I'm not gonna fluff you because again, in order for me to give this to you, I had to experience it myself. So your spouse doesn't need you to fix them. They don't need you to fix them. They just need you to be there, right? So support, so tonight we're going to focus on supporting without fixing. Y'all ready for that? We're going to support. We're going to y'all, I got all this stuff. I'm just, when I say I'm excited. I got my notebook right, my notes here, my notes right there. I'm just excited. So this month we're in the have to have and to hold. And so we're going to talk about holding on when life gets heavy. So tonight's focus again is supporting without fixing. Okay, say it with me, supporting without fixing. And sometimes the support sounds like this. I'm with you. Simple. That's what your support says. That's what support says. I'm with you. I'm not trying to fit you. I'm not trying to make you right. I'm not trying to make us right. We're in this together. That's what support says. We're in this together. We're doing this together. I'm with you, you with me. That's what support looks like. See? That y'all didn't even think about that, did you? That's what support looks like. Simple. It ain't no drawn out, ain't no TV drama. You ain't got to be all dramatic with it and come with the long. Y'all see it on internet and like, well, they had these conversations about what support is, and no, support is just simply saying, I'm with you, you with me, we in this thing together. I got you, but I'm not trying to fit you. Okay. So I told you, simple as that, right? So listen, our first point, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's dive in. Let's go ahead and dive in. So again, if you're on my YouTube or Facebook, you should be able to see the notes at the bottom. TikTok, we getting there. So you're gonna have to write down, you're gonna have to write it, you're gonna have to write it. Or that's the purpose of the YouTube. You can always go over and do the replay and catch the notes there. Okay. So listen, the letter B, value it. The meaning you're gonna protect emotional safety. Like that's protecting that emotional safety, right? So tonight we're protecting emotional safety because if your spouse shares something heavy and you respond like a judge, like a judge, a coach, or a life manager, all at once, they're going to stop talking to you. How do I know? Because I did it. Uh-huh. I keep trying to, I did it. Mm-hmm. I was acting like the judge. I was acting as the coach. I'm acting as the manager. I'm acting as, the teacher, all of that, right? So what happens? Your spouse is going to stop talking to you because now it's not that safe space. It's not that emotional safe space for your spouse. So what does that mean? You got to create that space, right? So then they'll be sitting there talking and you'll be talking and you don't do it intentionally. Let me make that clear. Most people don't do it intentionally. You just have that drive, that heart to like, okay, let me fix. You think that's helping, right? So you want to fix. You want to just, you don't want to see your spouse in turmoil. You don't want your spouse hurting and whatnot. So you just automatically want to fix something, right? No, that's not what your spouse needs, right? So they're sitting like they're gonna sit there. And then guess what happens? The communication, you're not communicating. They're not even listening at this point. They're not even listening, right? And then you're gonna ask the question, why don't you open up and talk to me? Why aren't you talking to me? Why won't you talk to me? And then guess what? That opens up to another issue in your communication. It is. It does. That's all it does. It just continues to open up that other portal of now the communication is broken because you started off trying to fix me. I didn't need that. I just need you to support me, right? Now again, most spouses don't do that intentionally. Like they don't have that, they don't set out to say, I'm gonna fit you, right? They just like, okay, I want to help you. That's their way of helping. So don't get mad at your spouse, but this is where you open up. You have to talk and let your spouse know, like, listen, I don't need you to fix me. I don't need you to fix me. I just need you to support me, right? Just support me. And this is that honest conversation that you have to be willing to have with each other as the giver and as the receiver. So the spouse on the end of receiving that information, you have to be open to it. And you have to sit there and listen. Really hear your spouse because we don't. We turn into a negative and we be like, well, he said he didn't want me to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all know how we do. He said he don't want me to talk to him. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what your wife said. Man, she don't want me to talk to her. She don't even want to listen. That's not what your wife said. You see how that could easily get twisted? Mm-mm. So you have to be willing to listen. And it may not be like the bet, like you may feel some kind of way. However, you want to feel some kind of way right now versus your partner just completely shutting down. And then they go out there and talk to somebody else. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what I know. Then they'll go out there and talk to somebody else who's not even interested in listening, but they're going to listen, right? So you have to make it that safe space, emotional safe space for your spouse. You're not trying to fit your spouse. All right. So point number 2, the emotional safety is when your spouse can be human with you. We forget that our spouses are human. They are our husbands. We are their wives, right? We are humans. So you got to allow that grace and that mercy. Again, don't twist your spouse's words around. Don't add words to the conversation. Really, and ask questions. Like we got to stop being afraid to ask questions to our spouse. If you don't understand the conversation, if you don't understand what your spouse is saying, say it. Be like, boom, can you explain it to me like a kindergarten or pre-K? I always ask my spouse, explain it to me like a pre-K. Now it may be funny to some, but if I want to get clarity, I don't care how old, I need you to break that down for me. What are you saying to me? What is it that you don't want me to do? What is it that you want me to do? How can I support you? Tell me. We're in this thing together. There are no secrets, right? We should be able to talk to each other. We should be able to tell each other how we're feeling, what we want, what we need, right? We don't have time to beat around the bush and tiptoe, and our feelings are going to get hurt. But there's a way around there. Again, I always talk about the tone. I talked about that last year, about the tone. You can have some of these conversations are going to be a little challenging. They are going to be challenging, right? But the point is, you're going to have these conversations. You're going to challenge each other. You're going to talk to each other, right? So you're not polished, you're not perfect in these conversations. I want y'all to understand that you're not perfect, you're not polished. You are human. Say it with me. I am human. God gives us grace and mercy. Why can't we give our spouses grace and mercy? Why can't we? You're human. Your spouse is human, right? So they know you're not about to hit them with the lecture, the look, or the well, we should have, or you should have. Your spouse doesn't need that. They need you to support them without you being their coach, without you being their life manager, without you being the judge, without you being the mama. Why, y'all know what I'm talking about? Without you being the mom. No, you're not that man's mama. You're not his big sister. You're his wife. And so he doesn't need you, and vice versa. Husbands, that you're not her daddy, you're not her big brother, you're not her granddaddy, you're her husband, right? So that's what you're going to do. Those vows, that protecting that emotional safety, creating, basically you're just creating that emotional safe space for your spouse. All right. Woo, okay. So for example, when your spouse says, I want you to write this down, because again, this, you're going to tailor it to your own language or whatnot. But this is an example that I wrote down. Your spouse says, I'm overwhelmed, right? That's the safe response will be, I'm here. You want to talk it out. Talk to me. What's been the hardest part of your day or the hardest part of your journey? Now, the not so safe response would be, you're always overwhelmed, dude. What is it? What's going on? You need to manage your time. Now, if you told me that as my spouse, guess what I'm gonna do? All right, I hear you. I got you. I'm gonna shut it down. Like most people are gonna do. I'm gonna shut it down. You're gonna shut it down. Your spouse will shut it down, and they're not gonna be free to talk to you. They're not gonna feel comfortable talking to you, because now it feels like you're judging me. You just judged me. And then you tried to manage me when you told me I need to manage my time. So you didn't hear a word I said. You heard the word overwhelmed, and you figured you could fix me by telling me to manage my time. Why would you do that? That's your boo. That's something you tell one of your employees. Manage your time. That's not, you don't tell your boo that. Okay? So just remember to turn those words around and create that emotional safe space. Your home, your space between you and your spouse should be safe, people. It should be safe. Your spouse should be in a safe space. That means that space where you can talk to each other without being judged, without being coached, without being on the couch, like the therapist, like that. You know, okay. All right. So again, make it that safe space. That emotional safety is when your spouse can be human, can be a human. All right. So here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Own it. Own it. I'm looking at my note. When I tell you, see, that's when you take good notes in college and whatnot, and you become. Ooh, listen. So own it. The meaning, check your motive. Check your motive. All right. Check your motive. What does that mean? Ask yourself, am I supporting my spouse, or am I trying to control the moment because their stress is making me uncomfortable? Now we've been there, right? Where your spouse comes in and maybe they had an issue on the job or an issue with a family member or whatnot, and they really need to talk to you. They really, really, really need to talk to you, right? And so they come to you and then they're trying to express what they're feeling or whatnot. And you have this look, this body language, and you're just really trying to control the narrative because you don't want it to go any further. You're like, okay, let's in your mind, you're not listening. In your mind, you're like, okay, let's hurry it up. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing, right? Mm-mm. You can't do that. So some of us really don't know how to sit still long enough to understand, to hear our spouse, right? So some of us don't know how to sit in the feeling, so we start fixing, so we can feel better. That's where that selfish mode comes in. Hmm. So we're trying to hurry up the conversation so we can feel better, not your spouse. So you have to check that motive. You have to check your motives. All right. Um, Number two, the second point to this, to owning it, checking your motives. Control in marriage can be sneaky. It sounds like I'm just trying to help, but it feels like pressure. If your help got an attitude attached to it, it's not help, it's homework. Ooh, I had to sip on that when I wrote it down. I was like, ooh, check, check the attitude. Because we're quick to get attitudes with our spouses, and they just need to chat with us. But you know who don't get an attitude? And I hate to keep saying it like that. Somebody else. They don't get an attitude. They're listening. Now, when I mean somebody else, it's not always related to infidelity or whatnot, but somebody else can mean that they're spending more time at the sports bar, right? They're spending more time at work, hanging out with the group because they don't want to come home and talk to you. They don't want to come home, like, or they're coming in late, hanging out more with their family versus you, excluding you from family gatherings because they don't want you to invade their space there while they're talking to their cousins or their big mamas or their mamas. So it doesn't always equate to, when I say somebody else, it doesn't always mean infidelity, because again, when your spouse doesn't want to come home, that space is not safe for them, so they're going to find it in other means, hanging out more at the shop, at the barber shop or whatnot, to just doing everything except for coming home because it's not safe for them. So you have to ask yourself, you have to check your motive. Am I talking to control the narrative because I really don't feel like hearing it? I don't want to talk about what's bothering them. I want to get on so we can do XYZ, do whatever else that I got planned or we got planned. But your spouse really needs you to listen to them. And that would break that communication. That will widen that gap. So you have to check your heart, you have to check your mind, you have to check your posture, and check the motive. Why? Are you trying to control the narrative in your marriage? Are you trying to control your spouse? Are you trying to control the conversation? No, you don't need to do that. All right. W. So this is before we move on to W. So I want you to do this is an example of a self check. So you can just simply ask yourself, do I listen first or do I start talking over them? Like, do you start talking over your spouse, going back to that fixing, trying to come up with solutions for the situation? Or is that what you're doing? Do a quick self check and be honest with yourself. Do you have a whole plan worked out? Be honest with yourself. And can I tell y'all a little secret? That was me. I had to do a self check. That's why I'm able to put this down. And that's where my self check note comes from, because I had to do it. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going to tell you anything that I have not experienced and have not done. So I had to sit back with that and do a self-check. God had to be like, no, 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 you know you're not right. You know you're not right. Check that motive. Because I was trying to fix things. I'm trying to hurry up. I'm trying to get to the next thing. It's like the checklist. Okay, check. We talked about XYZ. Check. All right. So I wasn't in it. My heart was not in it. I was not listening. I was not being tentative to my spouse's need. So you have to be honest with yourself. It's not going to work if you're not honest. That's the thing. It's not going to work if you're not honest. And sometimes that honesty, it hurts. It stings. You don't want to be wrong. I know I didn't want to be wrong. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Y'all making me sip a lot of water tonight. I'm trying to tell you. Just bringing back flashbacks. But I thank God for deliverance. I thank God, right? All right. So own it. Check that motive. Okay. All right. The next one, W. We're gonna walk it out, meaning we're gonna show up with love, not pressure. Show up with love, not pressure. Love don't rush the moment. Love listens, then moves. Pressure rushes and starts handing out steps like your spouse asks for a training manual. I've hurt my own feelings when I be writing down this stuff. I'm trying to tell you, this is what, yeah, it sounds like a training manual. I told you I would have a checklist in my head. I wouldn't actually have the actual checklist, y'all, but in my head, I had the checklist, right? And I'm marking it off like a training manual. And again, that's not love. That's just pressure trying to rush your spouse and hurry them up so they could talk and spill it out. Your spouse may not be able to talk about what they need to talk about right in that moment. There is always a right moment in your relationship, in your marriage, to talk about things. I don't care what subject it is. Even in an emergency, there's a moment, and you have to recognize that moment in your marriage. You have to recognize that moment so it won't become pressure. So it won't feel like, okay, this is a training manual. This is a task. This is that checklist. Check, check. Yep, I got that. Yep, check. You don't want to do that because your spouse would definitely, now, they ain't gonna talk to you at all. Ain't gonna talk to you at all. All right. Point number 2, along with that, when you use, this is what I want you to do. Use this line and let it save your evening. Do you want comfort or solutions? Because guessing wrong is how folks end up arguing about the argument. Simply ask your spouse, do you want comfort or solutions? Which one is it that you need? Because now you're giving the ownership, you're putting it back on your spouse. So now your spouse can own it and say, oh, you know what? Thank you for asking. I really just need you to comfort me. Or your spouse may say, you know what? Can you help me come up with a solution? Or can you resolve this for me? You gave them that choice versus you just doing what you feel like supposed to be happening. Got it? You got it? Do you get it? Because I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. All right. So S S S S S S. You guys. S S S. I'm just going back over. I'm just looking. This is so good. This is so good. I'm trying to. I this is good. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm thanking God because again, these are steps that I had to go through in order to bring them to you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, W, we're going to walk it out, right? Meaning we're going to show up with love. We're going to show up with love. I'm sorry. Okay, y'all see the S over here? All right. So we already did the walk it out. S, stay connected. Meaning you're going to grow closer. You're going to not correct it, right? You're going to connect, but you're not going to be in a state of correcting your spouse all the time. Like we're not ending the conversations with your spouse feeling corrected and condemned basically. Going back to that, like I don't need you to fix me. This is not a quiz, it's not a training. So I don't need you to correct me, right? So we're ending with them feeling covered. Ooh. We're ending the conversation with me feeling covered, with your spouse feeling covered, because that connection is the goal, not being right. That end goal at the end of y'all's night is to lay in peace. Now, you may not resolve the entire issue, right? You may not be able to resolve everything because there are some things that you're not going to be able to resolve in that one night. But what you can do when you lay down next to your boo, you're going to hug each other. You're going to kiss on each other. You're going to pray with each other, right? But at the very end of y'all's day, it's going to be at peace. And then you make that declaration. Okay, we're going to get up in the morning, God's will, and we're going to tackle it again. We're not going to tackle each other. We're going to tackle it. And I got you covered, boo. We got each other covered. Whatever we're going through, we got each other covered. And the second part of that, because the correcting sounds like, here's what you need to do next time. And I want you to say these things out loud to yourself, because again, you don't really think about it when you're doing it, right? But when you say it out loud, it's like correcting sounds like, here's what you need to do next. Mm-mm. Connecting sounds like, I'm with you, boo. I got you. We're going to do this together. We in this thing together. I got you. I ain't going to leave you hanging. And again, you use your language. You change it because you know your boo. You know your marriage. But you're not going to condemn and correct your partner, your spouse. You're going to connect. And that correction, whatever it is, it's going to come from a different space. It's going to come from a different space. It's going to come from that true, genuine love. Because maybe your spouse does need a correction on something. But if you come at your spouse trying to check them, like you're their mama, the sister, or whatever, whomever, their supervisor, that's not going to work in that marriage. That's not going to work in your marriage. You can't, that's a grown person. And that's not being respectful. You ain't checking your boo like that. Y'all in this thing together. Why would you want to do that? Not going to feel comfortable. Going back to the V, that emotional space, that safe space, that's not a safe space for your spouse. You ain't checking your boo like that. What's wrong with you? No, 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 no. All right. So going back, value it, meaning you're going to protect that emotional safety. You're going to create that safe space. All right. You're going to own it, meaning check your motive. What is the motive for you having this conversation? Are you trying to fix your partner, right? Or are you trying to hurry it up so you can get back to watching your series? You can get back to doing whatever on the phone or what? What's your motive? W, walk it out. You're going to show up in love, not pressure. Showing up in love, not pressuring. And then S, you're going to stay connected, not corrected. You're going to stay connected. And that correction, all of that from the place of love, it'll come. But you're not your spouse's boss. You're not your spouse's mama and dad or daddy. None of that. You're each other's boos. You're his boo thing. You're his boo thing. Trying to tell you. All right. So listen, I got a challenge for you. I got a challenge. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for your challenge? This is what I want y'all to do. Real simple. It ain't nothing hard. I guarantee you ain't nothing hard. So this is what you're gonna do. So this is 3 practical steps for this week, not in this week. It's a practice. What does a practice mean? It means you're going to do it every day, every chance that you get, right? It's a practice, right? So ask before you fix. This is what I want you to say. And again, you can change it around your conversations with your boo. But do you want comfort or solutions? And let their answer, you're going to ask them, but let their answers lead the way, right? Let them, basically going to tell you what they need. But you ask them, do you want comfort or solution? What is it that you want me to do? They're going to lead the way. They're going to tell you, right? Number two, swap fits in language for support language. Meaning instead of, well, you should have, just simply say, that sounds heavy. What part has been hardest? What is it that you need from me right now? See, it makes a big difference because a lot of times that language comes with the attitude, with the body language. You should have, then hand, you should have, or that smirk. I'm trying to tell you, I see y'all don't believe me. Told y'all know my facial expressions. I was good because my brow got, but like, you should have, man. What? Why you should have? Now, does that sound safe? Mm-mm. So what you turn that around and say, listen, what's been the hardest part? What is it that you need from me? What is it that you want me to do? It's all in that tone and that language, right? So, and then you ask them, what is it that you need me? What is it that you need from me? Right? And so then step 3, the third one, offer the options, not orders. Just let your spouse know, like, I have a couple of ideas. I got something for you. You want me to share it with you? Do you mind, or you want? If then they say no, not right now. Again, this is your spouse. You're talking to your spouse. You're talking to your spouse. You're giving your spouse those options, right? So, and then you talk, and again, you know your boo. So you don't have to be verbatim from here. These are just examples. But the point is, you're not fixing your boo. You're actually listening to your boo. You're not trying to fix them at all. All right. And then alongside with this, I want y'all to definitely, this is something that I need y'all to do. I really need y'all to do your check-ins, right? So this is your TLC check-in. Give yourselves 5 to 10 minutes a day, y'all. And at this week, because you have your check, I want you to do this at least 2 times this week. But if you feel led to do it every day, I like to do a check-in every day, but you can gradually work yourself up into that check-in, because what happens with check-ins, if your spouse is not used to check-ins, it can become annoying. It really can, because your spouse is you never checked in with each other. Because when we think about checking in, we're thinking about what you doing, where you at, who you with, right? That's the type of check-in that most people are familiar with. Like you say on the slide, oh, I'm just checking in, or I'm just checking in with you. What you're really saying is, who you with, where are you, what you doing, what time you coming home, all of those things, right? But when you have a genuine check-in, that check-in looks like, hey, how's your week been? How's your day going? Is there anything that you need from me? How can I support you? Anything you want to chat about? Like, you're not going to drill the questions, but I'm saying these are some examples. These are questions that you can ask throughout the week. It could be one question, but I don't want you to interrogate your spouse either. I was guilty of that, y'all. Yeah, my husband would tell me it made him feel like he was at a police precinct getting in the holding. Yeah. Because I had this checklist of questions of checking in, right? I didn't know. I'm just like, okay, I want to do a check-in. I'm gonna do a check-in, right? I'm gonna ask him how his day is going, and then boom, 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 boom. I got all these 50 million questions, and not knowing that it was annoying him. It was irritating him, and then you really would have no conversation. So instead, I had to go back and ask God, like, okay, how am I supposed to check in? what does the check-in look like for us? Because two, I'm looking at other people, I'm looking at TV or social media or whatnot, and they're giving all these examples of checking in. Me and my boo check in with each other, all of this stuff. Y'all know we guilty. You're looking at other marriages. Oh, we do a yearly check-in, we do a monthly check-in, we do a daily check-in. That didn't work for us. That didn't work for us, right? In the beginning, it didn't work for us. So I had to learn my way of checking in. That's why I tell people you have to own your marriage. You have to tailor your marriage to you and your boo, between God, you and your boo. Now you can get wisdom, you can get, nuggets from everybody, but don't overwhelm yourself with that, because what they do may not fit for you. But the check-in is needed. But what I'm saying is, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't do 50 million questions. Don't try to overdo it so you can check it off. No, just simple. You could send a text. Hey babe, how you doing? You good? You need anything? How's everything going? Like, you don't go down a list of questions, but you're checking in, because mentally you're checking in, and spiritually you're checking in. You just want to check on your boo to see where they are and how they are, where they are mentally, where they are spiritually, where they are physically. Like, like, are you okay? Your health wise, we're getting older, y'all. So health wise, we need to do a check in with each other. So don't make the check in like a manual. Don't do that. Don't do like I did. Okay, don't do it. I'm just trying to tell you, don't do it. All right. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. So listen, if this hit home with you tonight and you are looking for that guided space, I invite you to join me January 24th. January 24th, right? We are January 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the first fireside chat of the year. Yay! The first fireside chat of the year. It's going down. It is a private, safe space on Zoom. It's no recording, so you don't have to worry about you being put on camera for public on the website or anything. No, I created this space for married couples. Now, if you're engaged, you're invited to join as well. We've had some great times. Last year we had some great discussions. No couple is better than the next couple. In fact, we all learn from each other. We learn from the seasoned couples who 25 plus years to the newlyweds, right? So we learn from each other and we share. So it is that safe space. I'm super excited. It is limited spacing because I'm not trying to have 1,500 folks up in there. I'm not even trying to have 12 folks. It is literally, I'm not trying to have the 15, 20 folks, right? It is literally that safe space. Only one spouse has to register. So if you want to join, it is free. It's complimentary. This is monthly, but it is on a Saturday. Make it a date night. Put it on your calendar. It's on my calendar for a date night, right? And so even if your boo is unable to make it because due to work or whatnot, you're still invited. You can still come on in, right? We did have some, sometimes the husbands couldn't come, or the wives couldn't come, but we still had a good time. It is that safe space. It is limited space only. I think I have room for 7 couples. That's how intimate I want it, y'all. I told you my goal is not to I'm not trying to get all these large numbers. I'm just going to be honest with you. My goal is to create that intimate space where we can sit and build this community of married folks. All right. So join the fireside chat. It's right there on the website. I am TrinetteLCollier.com/events. It's literally right there. You don't even have to search all over. You don't have to search like none of that. It's right there. Register. It is free. It's every month. I don't think we'll have one in February because I got something else for you. But this first fireside chat is the 24th. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll hold you long unless y'all want to stay long. A couple of times we stayed over two hours or so for just chit chat and just having a good time, right? So it is that safe space. So go ahead and register. It is free. It is free. And if you're unable to attend, and I want you to make sure that you're able, look at your calendar, make sure that you're able to attend, one of you, if you register, because again, this is a safe a space that has is limited. So once it's full, it won't allow anyone else to, to reserve. So if you know for sure that you're not, not going to be able to make it, don't register. All right. I'm just kindly asking you, don't register. It's no Saturday, January 24th, January 24th, 2026. Saturday, January 24th. I care. Yes. So Saturday, January 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When you register, you will get the link. Please do not share it out. It's only for you and your boo. And so forth. I care. Can you change that date? It's January 24th. Saturday, January 24th. So, but yes, go ahead and go ahead and register. It's exciting, you guys. Go ahead and register. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So I told you, listen. I got my notepad. I'm just excited. Thank you, Desiree. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. She said this was so good. This was good, Coach. She said, thank you. That means a lot to me. Oh my gosh, thank you. But again, as I stated earlier, my purpose with the fireside chat and with the Talk It Out Tuesday, let's just be honest with our marriages, and let's set good examples, right? Because people keep saying marriage is dead. Marriage is not dead. It's not dead. People are, yes, people do get divorced. I was divorced and God blessed me to remarry, right? Once I had to do my own healing. That's a whole nother topic that I could discuss as well. But people keep saying marriage is dead, and marriage is not dead. I think I just saw internet a young lady, she just got married for the first, I think it was her first time at 70, and beautiful bride and handsome groom. It's never too late. It is never too late. Never. Never. But I want people to understand marriage is so beautiful. Yes, you will go through your trials, your tribulations, your storms in life. But this is the thing. This is what God has given me over time with this. He placed couples, and I'm not just talking about one, two couples. I'm talking about over 25 couples. I know over 25 married couples, couples that are embarking on 50 plus years of marriage, couples that are embarking on 20 plus years, 15 plus years, right? And when they shared their stories with me, they shared their stories with me over time, including my parents. They would have been married 52 years if they were still alive, right? And I think about all of these couples that they shared with me, and it made sense why they shared their information with me when they shared this, right? Because it was God giving them what I needed for these moments, for Talk It Out Tuesday, for marriage communication coaching, for the CLC coaching, right? These were over time. They gave me the foundation, and they all said, "Listen, we've been through some." One couple said, "Listen, we've been through hell and high water." Oh, you Desiree said 25 years and forever. I lit. She says 25 years and forever. One couple told me, they were like, "Listen, baby girl, this is exactly what baby girl, this is older. Listen, we've been through hell and high water. I'm gonna write a book. I can write a book to you." But God gave her what she needed to share with me. Another couple was like, "Oh man, our vows been tested, every last one of them." I was like, "Okay, all right." So this was the consensus of these couples. And but guess what? They stayed with each other. They're still together. They are thriving. They all said the very same thing at the end. They all, I kid you not, they said, "We overcame this together." Triumph. And so when these couples shared with me over time, And when I got the research together and whatnot, I was just like, wow, God, okay, the vows. So your marriage is going to be tested. Don't let nobody tell you that. Those vows are going to be tested. They are. It's how you handle it, it's how you communicate with each other. And you have to make your marriage, every marriage is different. Every marriage is different. Don't ever say, "Oh, child, I wouldn't be able to. I couldn't do that, honey." And don't ever let anybody tell you, "Bless your heart." Don't they not use if they using that in vain? No, bless your heart. That's a blessing, right? Don't let anybody make you feel like, child. When now y'all already know I made that disclaimer. I make a disclaimer on every broadcast. If you're in an abusive relationship, you you cannot change that person. You cannot change your spouse. Exit out as quickly as you can and ask God to restore your spouse and your marriage if it is his will. Okay, so I always make that disclaimer. I always add that even in my coaching practice. When you connect with me, I always emphasize if you are in an abusive relationship, if you're in an abusive marriage, exit out as soon as you can. You are not equipped to change that person. You can pray for your spouse. You can continue to pray for your spouse, right? But you can do not be in that marriage that is not of God, right? But you allow God to do the healing and restoration. Okay? So that's what I always tell people. But your marriage is not over. Mr. and Mrs. Hubby and Wifey Mafia on TikTok said, she said, "Thank you, coach. I got married 4/13/2025. First marriage." Ah, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. They said marriages work and it takes two people to make it work. I'm reading some of the comments, you guys, from this couple. And this couple started off with my TMR, the Mailroom radio show I had a couple of years ago, podcast and radio show. And they had been following my services and whatnot. And they got married. They got married. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Somebody said it's not overwhelmed, but not overwhelming them with the boundaries. Okay, I see what this. Okay, going back. So, um, yeah, I'm just super excited, you guys, about all of this, about this journey. It is amazing, and again, you own your marriage. You love on your boo, love on each other, y'all. I don't like saying life is short. I don't like saying life is short. Life is precious and it's not here forever. That's just a reality, right? And if God bless you with a spouse, it's not going to be perfect for the world, but that your spouse is going to be perfect for you. The spouse is going to be perfect for you, because God ordained you and your spouse. I can tell you now, you don't want to be Mrs. Green. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying you don't want to be, because marriage is a ministry. You got to go hard in your prayers. Listen, a praying wife, a praying husband. Listen, you nourish your marriage. Get your eyes off of um um get your eyes off of internet, Instagram and all that. Get your eyes off. Like, it's okay to get wisdom and ask for that godly wisdom, that wise counsel. You don't want everybody just giving you any kind of relationship advice. I remember having somebody telling me, this was during my first marriage. We were experiencing turmoil, and it was, this is when God was like, it's time for you to go. Like, God was like, no, this is not what I ordained. And I remember having somebody telling me, oh, well, you need to probably go ahead and do a threesome. That'll get your husband back. I was like, oh, okay. Mm. I said, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I said, a threesome? Really? But this was supposed to be wise counsel. And that's why I said get your godly wise counsel. Did it happen? No. Because that's not how I roll. That's not how I roll. So you have to be careful with your counsel, your why. Get wise, godly counsel. Now, if that's how you roll, that's how you roll. This is not that type of coach. I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you that. I guarantee that's one thing I can promise you. I'm not gonna tell you that. Okay. So it's okay to have mentors. Me and my husband have marriage mentors and so forth. And so you get that wise counsel. But marriage is not dead. It's not dead. Um it's beautiful. It's amazing, and I'm here for it. I'm here for you. I'm rooting. I'm praying for your marriage. And again, and if there is anything that you want me to talk about, if you have a question, I don't mind you DMing me and say, "Hey, Coach, I just got this quick question. Can you talk about da 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 or what about?" Okay. And then again, if you need my services, connect with me at iamtrinetteLcollier.com. Um, okay. Uh, TrinetteLcollier.com/services. You can go onto the web page and it will show you all the services that are available. And connect with me. All right. Connect with me. So listen, get your notebook. Next week, we're going to week 3 under still to hold. And let's do this. All right. So until next Tuesday, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you didn't get the notes, you can always go back to the YouTube page and get your notes. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can get the replay. And we go on YouTube, drop a comment, hit replay and whatnot. All right. So you guys go love on your boo, uh, kiss on your boo, do some things with your boo. Y'all married. Y'all married. You're married. You're married. Go do some things with your boo. All right. But enjoy your boo. All right. God gave you each other. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. All right. So until next week. Woo. Until next week, y'all. All right. Peace. I love you all. Peace.